Shahrukh, 25 years into a very successful career. You are, of course, also a very proud family man. What is your idea of perfect happiness?
To make a film which the world likes and my family also. To be having that combination.
Is that hard to strike?
It's still not been struck in 25 years, so I'm still working towards it. Actually, the day I strike it, maybe I'll just say, okay, enough, I've done this, let's not take a chance with another one. But you want to make a perfect film, which your kids... So for example, I made a Ravan, and I'm not someone who's saying it because I can, but I made it for the kids. Like a science fiction film where you have a superhero. India doesn't have superheroes, but then the world didn't like it too much. So it's like the balance is to be that, to be able to create a film which everybody likes, including the family, and that's the perfect film, and perfect happiness.
You said your kids are very sparing with their praise.
I think the acceptance of the fact that I'm an actor is so, been there for so long.
It's a matter of fact.
It's very matter of fact. Like just before I came here, I was babysitting Abram, he's not well, and the two kids came and sat down. So I showed them the new song, Safar, and I said, is it looking nice? So I said, it's good. Yeah, it's nice only. So I said, you don't like it? He said, no, but this is what you do now, so obviously it's nice only. So, and then I said, but you can be critical also. They're neither critical, not praising it
it's
too
just
much.
Part
it's just part of
what
their
dad
does.
Right. So there is a time in every actor's life, usually at the point when one is just begun to scale great heights of success, where one wrestles with and is often repeatedly asked, how does one balance the work life with family? Do you feel like with time you've conquered that? Because it feels certainly on the outside like that's not something you still struggle with.
I think only if I could call it struggle, it was the first 2 years of marriage.
Okay.
But then the good part was, see, Gauri was new to the film industry, but so was I.
Right.
It's not that I married an outside girl into the film industry. And so 2 years for us was in Mumbai, like, how do I say it? A honeymoon full of bumps.
Sure.
There were issues. You don't know, you're going to shoot till 6 in the morning. I remember the first night we were married and came to Mumbai after about 5-7 days. She spent that evening nearly with her, it's called Chuda, I think.
Yeah.
And everything done, and she just changed the full dress. She wore an Indian dress. At Himaji's shoot in Film City till 6 in the morning. I left, I thought I'll pack up at 8. I think one of the actors got late or some delay as it happens in shoot. So there were no mobile phones. So I just sent a cab. I didn't have a car. I said, please come over and, sit here because I'm really sorry. This is going to take a little bit. So she sat, I think the second night in Mumbai in a Film City makeup room. And they were really dingy then.
Yeah.
There was all damp and dingy. It was raining
Bad
outside.
Toilets.
Yeah, and we just sat there till 6 in the morning and came back. And I think that kind of made her realize, as angry as it may have made her, that, this is the life.
Yeah.
And we were both new here. She was what? I was 25, 26. She was 21. So it was extremely new for her.
Yeah.
And I think just those 2 years cooking omelets for each other and making eggs. We used to live right here. Next to this hotel, and it just passed off. Post that, I think I became such a success, though none of us are very material, but I became such a success, it became a part of the family. So there's a wife, now there are 3 children, there's a sister, and there's stardom. So all of us are now, we all live together.
Right.
And we take stardom as much as we take each other's success and failure with a lot of love and care, but it's all acceptable now. So say in a 6 family group, we have the 7th one, which kind of is bigger than the other 6.
Right.
And we kind of just accept it and move on, don't really
pay too much attention
to the stardom part.
Shahrukh, you made an appeal to photographers recently to be a little gentle if they must photograph your children. You said don't hound them. You requested, actually. I saw that video of your daughter trying to go for a movie and the photographers literally mobbing her. It was really disturbing. And it's true, star kids today, whether they're your children, whether they're Mr. Bachchan's granddaughter, whether it's Sridevi's kids, whether it's Saif Ali Khan's kids, they've all been at the receiving end of this intense media spotlight. There used to be a time where you had to earn your celebrity. Today it feels like if you're the child of a popular movie star, you're fair game for photographers, for the paparazzi, for the media. Shweta Bachchan actually wrote a column recently requesting the media not to stalk her daughter and her daughter's friends' social media, not to upload pictures, private pictures onto in the media. Does this disturb you as a parent?
Like I said, the part of stardom that we all have accepted, this is part of the stardom. So one part was when they were growing up, and we would do it with all the children. Not the scrutiny only. I think everybody in today's time and age is fair game. It's not just the celebrity kids. I keep saying this. We've sold our soul for selfies. And that's it. It's just a picture, Many a times I'm in trouble and my team tells me, you can't do this, you can't do this. That person will get angry. I say nothing. It's just a selfie. Go take a selfie and all be done. So, and I'm not showing off.
Yeah.
That's what life has become. I think initially, not the scrutiny part of it, but I think the kids started feeling awkward with all the, paraphernalia, the cars, and every time I go out in a public place, I don't take them with me. My wife doesn't come, my children don't come. I go to functions alone, or I go post they have gone, so they don't enter with me. Because with all due respect, I'm a star, I expect everybody to rush on to me. I don't expect that to happen to my family, so they've understood it. They don't go. And they tell me, what time are you coming for dinner? What time are you coming to the red carpet? I say, I'll be there by 11. Okay, so we'll go at 10. Or we'll come at 12. It's understood.
Yeah.
There's hardly a place, there might be a special occasion when some friends says you all have to come together when that happens. Otherwise, we never travel together to a private dinner also. They go separately, I go separately. Some adjustments had to be made. One of them was that I did send them abroad to study. Not because of the scrutiny, but because they were feeling a little awkward, with all the attention they have from their own staff. It's not regular to go to a party with, there's a teenagers don't like it. They don't like parents calling them, how they're going to like this. So they left, and I'm happy they've gone. Also, it's where they're studying. To a large extent, less people know me. Though it is in some of the schools, it's awkward here. So my daughter like, Papa, everybody on my floor knows you. So it was like, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I'm so sorry. He says, we have such beautiful, these 3 friends of mine, they're from Germany and they all know you. So I'm like, I'm really sorry. I don't know how to stop the Germans. but I think I'm okay with them being photographed. Like the other night we went out somewhere. And I took my daughter as a date. I wanted to actually on Amitji's Diwali, but I missed out on it because there was so much press. I could not manage to get the cast together. But, she was going out. She's a young lady. She's 16, 17. So she's all dressed up and I'm her date. They can't be anybody else. So my request is, I understand. I understand we are part of media. I understand photographs to be taken. I've explained it to my kids also. My son kind of understands it. But listen, if photographers come, stand, do the picture and say it. That listen, please, can I go now? And they'll all listen to you. I've known them for 25 years. And I made that request that night only for that. That listen, you know me. Most of them know me. We've grown up all together. So take your picture, but post that, just let her go because, they're with friends, there's awkwardness, there's weird. Like even at Tube Light, she didn't come with me. She told me, I'm going on my own. I requested her that, come with me, I'm going there. I'm going to with Salman and I'll pick you up. And then she had to actually call me, can you pick me up? I'm stuck. So, the second part of it is perhaps, I'm old-fashioned like that. I really do believe you deserve attention. You have to earn it. You have to do something for it. So this I explain to my kids. I think my kids also understand it. That just because you're photographed does not make you important at all. They know it. They know it very clearly.
Do you worry that this paparazzi culture might mess with their heads?
No, my kids. I don't think so. I think the way they've been brought up, me and Gauri are really good friends with them here. So as a matter of fact, more often than not, they'll tell me how to behave with the paparazzi and, Papa, now don't lose your temper. So there'll be too many people. Last time, Papa, you didn't. The other day I was leaving and somebody was, I said, 1 second, I'll do the picture, too many. So my son took me to the side. He said, please go and do the picture. You're not supposed to behave like this. So I think they're quite mature about that. See, if you're born amidst a culture where you thought all the uncles and aunties who came to the house worked on television, whether it was Karan, whether it was Dugu, whether it's Shweta, whether it's Abhishek, whether it's Amit ji, whenever they meet, so everybody's on time. So they kind of understood the game,
right?
And they keep joking with Abram. Papa, do you think he understands? So the other day, Aryan and Swan have sat him down and said, Abram goes and waves to him. He loves to.
Yeah.
He loves to. It's not that I bring him out.
Yeah.
He comes out and waves. So, Papa, bacha logs have come. So he comes and waves. So the other day, Aryan asked him that, Abram, do you know why people come to wave Papa? So he kept quiet. He says, you know what Papa does? So he says, shooting. So he says, you know what Papa is? He says, he's actor. So he says, you know why people come to see him? So he said, yes. He said, why? He said, because he's handsome.
How lovely.
So Aryan said, I think Papa, he knows that you're a movie star. I think we get it. Either look, he knows the right thing.
That's right. That's all you need to know, right? Shahrukh, several self-made millionaires and billionaires, Ted Turner, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Jackie Chan, have said that their children will not inherit their wealth. They've said that they will provide the best education that they can for their children. But from that point on, their children have to earn an income just like the rest of the population. Some have said that inherited money is a curse. You know, the excellent comedian Louis C.K. has said, there's no way that somebody who's raised rich is not going to be a piece of shit human being. As a parent, as a self-made millionaire, do you wrestle with these decisions?
Very early on, like I said, you know, me and Gauri and my sister, we are very lower middle class people here. So our wants, desires are not so many. Having said that, we are also of the belief that, look, if you have the money, spend it on having a good life. There's nothing like saving for a rainy day.
How arrogant, yeah.
You can't do that. As a matter of fact, when I was making Raman, when I asked Gauri that, listen, this movie I may lose a lot of money, and I gave her a figure that I might lose, and she said, you should please. You deserve to do it. You know, you made so much money. Please go and make films. And from that day onwards, I'm being very honest. After a certain degree of safety that one provides for your family, I've never saved any money. It all goes into filmmaking. It just goes into making an office, the VFX. I finance it myself, and I'm very proud to do it. And those are not really earning businesses as yet. They're just about break even. The only thing I'll add to everyone else is that because I did not have a house ever, till I came to Mumbai, I will give my children amazing basic education, which I think I have managed with Abram and Aryan and Suhana already. They're both doing, Aryan is at USC doing well, Suhana inshallah will go into an acting big school. Like I always say, the minimum requirement to stay in a house is graduate.
You've said that's the entry level.
That's the entry level. And if you do better, you get better food. But post that, the only thing I'll add on to is I'll give them a house.
Okay.
It was a little difficult not having a house. I realized that, especially when I got married, when I started working, there was no place to just sit also, you know. And so whatever job they do, so my addition is only a great level education and a house. That's it, nothing else. My kids are very clear about that. They don't want anything else. They're like, listen, they don't travel the way star kids should. They don't, apart from the fact that they look really stunning, there's nothing about them which is starry, really. I mean, they don't have a car abroad. They travel in taxis and trains and buses and out of choice. And if my management goes and helps them also, they'll say, just tell Baba, we don't need this. So they live extremely basic, but yeah, a rich basic, to be honest. I mean, I won't lie about that. We are well to do. But beyond that, I'm very clear. Education and a house, and that's it. The rest, we don't have money saved for a rainy day for them to live off. There's nothing like that.
Okay. Jacques, let's talk about the new film. You've said repeatedly that you find love stories boring, especially to make. You find, as a genre, it's your least favorite genre. So was it the idea then of working with Imtiaz that led to Jab Harry Met Sejal? Do you just embrace the director's vision and inherit his passion?
Absolutely, yeah. I have no say in love stories the least, actually. You know, I've done some really classic love stories.
Yeah.
And all owing to Yashji, Adi, Karan, and everybody who's made love stories with me. It's completely their baby. And I find it odd that they find me still in that space.
Right.
You know, Anand, the other day, I was doing a scene and we were talking and he says, Sir, प्यार तो आप ही से सीखा, ये सीन तो आप ही कर लो. So I said, but आप बोलो ना कैसे करना है? He said, ये क्या बोलेंगे? I remember Rohit saying the same thing. There are different schools of people. And who would, you know, there was a romantic scene with Deepika and Chennai. And so every time he had these guys, Rohit has a very nice way. He's got actors doing out the scenes.
Okay.
If there are 8 characters, he's got 8 actors,
Right.
Theatre actors. So he said, "Sir, ये तो कोई आपको दिखाएगा भी नहीं. So आप खुद कर लो." And the other day I was shooting a song with Imtiaz, which the love song, and with just 2 lines to be done. We had to patch it, and we're shooting against green. And I did the 2 lines, and the song continued. So I kept singing, and he kept shooting. And till I remembered the lines, I kept shooting, and he kept singing, and he kept shooting. And he said, "इतने साल हो गए सर, मगर प्यार नहीं गया सर. बहुत प्यार आता है आप जब प्यार करते हो." So I think it's a thing they feel for me. I don't know how it comes out, I'll be honest. But because they trust in me playing a love story, I just play along. I'm being honest about it. I don't think I'll ever be able to write a love story, direct a love story, participate in somebody having a discussion about a love story. And of course, having said that, I think Imtiaz has this really fine language of romance and love, which is quite, how do you say, it stems from a lot of culture and stuff, but it has its own free-flowingness to it. There is some edginess to it, some strange stuff to it. This one's a very sweet one, Jab Harry Met Sejal. So it's not too edgy and dark, not at all edgy and dark. But somewhere, the earthiness and the modern mix is extremely cool. He used to come and narrate stories to me, Love Aajkal and all. And I would tell him, you have this lover vibe of Adi and Karan and Yasji, but तुम्हारा language बहुत अलग है यार. And I really like that. So when he came up with the story, apart from, even if it wasn't a love story, I would work with Imtiaz. Because I think he's really a dignified man.
I mean, you've worked with some great directors. How does Imtiaz compare?
He's fantastic, yeah. I see him, the big problem, Rajeev, that happens sometimes is now, because some of them have grown. The other day he told me that, आप सर यहाँ लोखंडवाला पे जूही के साथ शूट कर रहे थे. So we were driving, he was cycling at night. So I was coming back from recording and it was raining and we were just chatting. And I said, यार यहाँ मैंने ना Yes Boss shoot की थी. Sir, मैं था.
I know, right.
मैं खड़ा था वहाँ पे, sir.
I would imagine that happens more and more now, right?
Yeah, so so some of them hold back talking to me. But of course, most of them discuss the film and I'm friendly enough for them to do it. But sometimes I'll see him sitting and chatting with Anushka about a scene. And the things that he says, you just need to participate in that discussion to imbibe from him. So I think he's genuinely an extremely fine director of actors here. Extremely fine. I mean, of course, the technique and all is there, but as an actor, I think it's a treat to work with him.
Right. Shahrukh, you were, of course, Anushka Sharma's first co-star in her debut film, Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi. She said that she was completely in awe of you at the time. Then, of course,
she lies. I said this before, I'll say it again. Right at the beginning of the shoot, she came up to me and she said, "You can't act."
You
ask her.
Her first film.
Her first film. And I was really appreciative because she can learn lines just like I do. She's fantastic with lines. And she was doing such a great job. And so I was like really in love with her and the way she was talking. And I was telling Adi, fantastic. And we want to make this one very fast. And somebody, I really like you. We were sitting doing some song, I think, somewhere. So I really like you. You're very nice. Her parents had come and met me and all, brother. She said, I've never liked you as an actor. So I said, okay, चलो यार अभी ना क्या होता है, नए होते हैं लोग तो नर्वस होते हैं, शायद इसने बेचारी ने बोल दिया. Last shot I was giving with her, तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं. Last shot on the motorcycle, and she hugged me from the back and she said, I want to say something to you. तो मैं समझा कि ना ये पिक्चर अभी खत्म हो गई. Now she must have realized the depth of my acting, the subtlety of my acting. Now after 6 months she's realized this is what acting is. So I turned and said, what, you think I'm a good actor? She said, no, you're really a good person. So she substantiated what she felt right at the beginning and the end of the film. So she was never in awe of me.
How has that relationship changed? You all did a part, of course. There was one dynamic in Jab Tak Hai Jaan, not romantically paired exactly. How has that dynamic changed? I mean, does she now think you're a better actor?
She doesn't say it. Have you noticed all the interviews? Lately I was reading her interviews when she was talking about her film, Filori. And they've asked, how's it working? And she said, he's most comfortable to work with. He's really nice. It's great talking with him. He has knowledge about everything. Not once has she said, he can act. So that hasn't changed at all. I think she still doesn't think so. But I put Anushka in the category of actors who would not say a line unless they believe in it. As a character or as a person.
Can that be a pain sometimes?
It can be, because my thing, it's never been with Anushka. Maybe because the fact that she started with me.
Yeah.
You know, so like with Deepika and Anushka, I know for a fact that even if they disagree with me,
right,
there's a lot of gentleness how they put it across, and I'm smart enough to know it.
Yeah.
So it never reaches that level. But I'm a big believer that either you believe in the character so much that you can say anything you want.
Correct.
Or you believe in your stardom or yourself so much that, listen, I'll say what I believe in. It can't be both. It can never be both. So either you're the character, you know, I understand an actor saying, my character won't say it. But doesn't he say it because you don't like it, or the character doesn't say it? That's a big issue to me. Or someone like me who's like, you tell me what to say. I'll make the character say it.
Right.
To me, it's not like, but sir, like for example, like even a small line in Jab Harry Met Sejal, I would never say this to a girl, मैं cheap हूँ, cheap.
Yeah.
But it's not me. It's somebody else. There's a guy called Harry here. It
Correct.
doesn't make a difference. I'll say it. I believe it, I don't believe it, or whatever. So, but Anushka's that one who would not say it if she doesn't believe it, either as a character or an actor, depending on the day. But the dynamics haven't changed. I really trust her earnestness.
Sure.
So if she's saying something, even if it's disagreeable, to me it is, yeah, this is coming out of earnestness.
Right.
This is not coming out of any other reason.
Sure.
It's not trying to be difficult, it's not trying, and I know that. And she knows that now. So she openly says, I don't think I should do this, Shah Rukh. So I know why she's saying it.
Right.
So I'll have a discussion with her, and then I'll tell him, समझाना यार. I'll say, नहीं मान रही sir. So I said, ठीक है, फिर she must be right. We both must be wrong. Let's just go with her and go ahead and do that. I really respect and love her, actually.
Sure. Shah Rukh, in this film, you play a tour guide, and you've shot this film across Europe. Do you enjoy traveling? Is that one of your great? I was going to ask, is that one of your great passions, or are you happiest at home?
I'm happiest in a hotel room. My outdoor is about, if you ask me, you went to this, I won't remember the names because I'm bad with names, but my introduction to most of the countries is by the hotel I've lived in, and the movies they show there, and the rooms they have, and they're very kind to me. They always give me the biggest presidential suite, and they give me like this huge room, sometimes with jacuzzis and pools inside, and so I take my kid along. Imtiaz had to force me very often because he loves traveling. Listen, sir, मैं आपको खाने के लिए जाता हूँ. So it's like, I don't even like eating outside. So I never told him. I would eat in my room, my little things that I eat. And then I just go out with them everywhere. I'm not a good traveler. I don't get turned on by sights, nature, buildings, nothing.
Is that because you can't be a traveler who can enjoy himself because you're constantly noticed, or no?
No, I like the pleasure of, I like very small things in traveling, so they don't make you a traveler. To me, it is like when I've been to Italy, I just like to sit in a cafe and have the coffee and just sit there. I don't need to go and see the, the Sistine Chapel or, the Square or Trevi Fountain. I don't need to. If I don't see it, I haven't missed it. I've been to Italy. Like I've been to all these places, and in the morning, then especially because somehow now I am in a way, the senior most person on a set. Age-wise and experience-wise. So everybody in the morning when they're like, Shah Rukh, we're all going to this park. And I'm like, yeah. And when they say it, it means I have to go with them. And I'm like, yeah, this is where I wanted to be and all. And I go there and I act that I'm really having a great time also. There's a song, there's no place I'd rather be than holding you tenderly. Mine is no place I'd rather be than just being in my bedroom tenderly and not leaving my hotel room and sit there, be on my lap. Now everything is accessible. Maybe go to a gym, come down, just down if there's a place like a cafe or a restaurant down, I enjoy. But I'm not much of a traveler.
Does that make you unpopular with the family? I mean, the wife and kids must hate that, right?
No, they actually kind of like it. I'm very good with toy stores. I'm very good with movie watching. I'm very good with taking my girl shopping for girly clothes. And I'm very good with Universal Studio, Thor Parks. So now, like if I go now, then I'm in the house. I'll keep a pool table. I'll keep the video games. I have a lot of board games, Trivial Pursuit and all. So I'm the guy who gives you the chance to play at home on a holiday. And then if you want to go somewhere like a movie and all, 12:30 in the night, I can go there. But the rest of the stuff, like when they say, we are going to that place, it's a lovely restaurant and all. And also anyway, most places they don't want me along. So ours is an ideal family.
You're more of a bother then.
I'm a bother. So we're an ideal family. I stay at home when they're out, and when they come back home, then I have fun because I really enjoy being at home.
Charak, you've been shooting with Anand Rai for a film in which, of course, you play a vertically challenged person, or to use the now frowned upon word, a dwarf. What's been the biggest challenge in turning you into a vertically challenged person? Is it going to be all CGI and perspective, or does the performance change because you have to play someone who's...
You know, this film is written by Himanshu and Anand, and they've written stuff, and it's a wild ride. It's very differently written, very differently written. It's a very interesting film. More often than not, we shoot it normal, and then we work around another 5 shots to make me shorter. But what happens is that we are actually discovering new things with every shot we take. We've shot about 15-20 days now, and you know, suddenly we are like doing a scene, and there was a little bit I was doing where I moved back. My feet are not shown in the scene, but we shoot everything,
Right.
and then kind of zoom in. That's it's one of the techniques that you have to use. You can't, a close-up is also wide, and then we have to zoom in with these 4K lenses and all, so that you have all the information and stuff. So I just moved away, sliding away, because I had to move away from a place, and I normally do that. And suddenly it became a thing, because when I was made shorter, that looked so sweet.
Right.
You know, it just looked very nice. So this is like, ye karte rahenge sir picture ke andar. So there's a lot of discovery happening.
Yeah.
But you know, there is a way they have thought of the graph. I play it like that, and very often it is happening that you're like, listen, मुझे लगता है वो करने की ज़रूरत नहीं, because as soon as we've got the technology with the Red Chillies VFX that we see it there and then.
Previs.
We have no previs.
Okay.
What we shoot also.
Okay.
What we shoot in about 4-5 minutes.
Fully realized.
Fully realized. Of course, it's very rough, but it's you can see it. So we see it, and you're like, sir, वो करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. ये this is enough because of the way it stand out. Sometimes, sir, वो कर ले अब. वो शायद, I think the thing that we thought we don't need
Right.
might look nice, a person of this stature doing it. So there is a lot of discovery, and as an actor, there are a lot of things that I've not seen the edit now, but some of the scenes I've seen in the last 15 days, there's a lot of changeover that I'll have to do. I mean, the physical changes, you're stepping down the steps, you don't step down, you jump, hop down.
Right.
So all those things, the way you walk, you can't. Okay, for one, I can't put my hands out like this
Right.
because they'll be too long. So I have to keep them like this. So that's gone. But there's a lot of things as an actor that I've done as me. We've seen it. It's working. But I'm very sure we may have to redo bits because that may not suit or look little different once the character is made shorter.
Right.
So there is a lot of things as an actor that's going to.
Did you watch other films just to see how it's done, to see what not to do, to see what to do? Were there references?
See, of course, Apuraja everybody's
Yeah.
seen. That's the defining film in India.
Yeah.
Before that, strangely, years ago, I'd seen a film, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, the famous painter Toulon Lautrec, T-O-L-O-U-S-L-A-U-T-R-E-C. He used to paint on... amazing film, you should see it. I think it's a French film. Toulon Lautrec, if I'm pronouncing it right.
Sure.
He was part in that Woody Allen film, one of the characters.
Okay.
When he goes in the past, meets all the great writers and stuff.
Moonlight in Paris.
Yeah.
Right.
So one of the characters, he's
Okay.
very famous, very body. Used to go only paint girls in Lido kind of places and
Right.
stuff on napkins. I saw for some technology, I saw it, but no. Apuraja was years ago, 15 years ago. I don't want any reference.
Sure.
Also, the character that we play is not someone you need to empathize with or
Right.
feel. The whole idea is, Anand had one very straight line, because he believes I'm a great lover.
Yeah.
So he believes that can I take away everything of Shah Rukhness, which he does in a romantic film, which was Imtiaz's thing also. So I don't want you to do anything that is Shah Rukh, so he's not written it in. Even the songs are done very differently.
Correct.
So let's take away everything that people assume are his mannerisms or his Shah Rukhness, and then can you be the greatest lover in the world?
Right.
So I think
Interesting
just by
challenges, yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting, yeah. And you know, when you are taken away, I don't know whether I use them as crutches or not, or does it just flow?
Sure.
But it's nice that, you know, suddenly when I'm playing a vertically challenged person, a lot of the stuff that I would like, you know, even now, just I mean, if I was playing not a vertically challenged person, I'd look at a girl in a way. Now I'm looking at her like this.
Correct.
You know, so it all just changes, even small little things to the big things. You know, that how do you hold a hand?
Right.
Instead of hugging her, you're hugging a waist.
Knees, yeah, whatever. Right. Chak, there's also been some very serious talk about reuniting with Sanjay Leela Bhansali, with whom, of course, you made one of your most popular films, Devdas. I don't think it's any secret that that he asked you to be in Bajirao Mastani at one point, and also Padmavati. Why hasn't that happened yet? Is it?
No, Baji was long time
Right,
back, yeah.
right.
Long time back, before the cast was finalized.
Right.
Yeah. I think he was planning to make it for a long time.
Right.
From
Yeah,
time
many
immemorial.
years.
Yeah,
That's true,
yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, it was Kareena and Salman.
Yeah.
In that phase, even I've entered. A part of it was, I'm a little wary of getting into historical, personally, because it means I just have to do this. Ashoka, even Devdas, was a space where I just realized I need to, if I do historical, even Jodha Akbar with Ashutosh when he was talking to me long time back, I would say, Ash, if I have to get into this, I need to give up everything. Not that I need to be in Akbar zone or Bajirao zone, but I just need to. This is it. The costumes, the horse riding. It's a different world. It is. It's one of the one genre of filmmaking that I know for a fact I have to give up things. Not just another film. Just be.
Be in that, right.
Just be. The others I can pull off. With a gap of 1 month, get on to see. I've finished Jab Harry Met Sejal. A month later, I'm into this Anand's film. This one I just want to finish off first, and live with it for a little bit. One was that. The second part is Sanjay has this really bad habit of coming to cast me in a film 3 days before he's shooting.
Right.
Like, you have to do it. So I say, yeah, Sanjay, let's do this. Then he'll look at his team. I'm starting in 3 days. So, like, you want me in 3 days? No, 10. So, 10, but I'm shooting this. So, when will I grow the mustache? That we'll all figure out. First, you just decide that you can. I said, look, I'd love to do it. Even the last conversation we had before he went in for Padmavati shoot, I met him in Mehboob, he'd come home, we were chatting. And I said, you please tell me now. Don't tell me the film also. I mean, my love for working with Bhansali has been for so long that you don't tell me the film. You tell me the month.
Sure.
And then 10 days before that date, come and say in 10 days.
Right.
And I wouldn't have signed the film. So he did tell me he's got a few subjects, which we didn't come down to because I think he's been awfully busy with Padmavati. I think recently I sent him a message also. Bata rahe, main sign karne wala hu nahi to. So yeah, inshallah we'll do some. Yeah, he's got a couple of ideas which have been there with him for years, and if I could participate in any one of them, it would be fantastic. It's time I did a film with him. I think I'm evolved enough now to be in a Bhansali film.
Finally, Shah Rukh, it's exactly 10 years since two very successful films of yours, Chak De India, in which, of course, Shah Rukh Khan, the star, really disappeared into the role of Kabir Khan, the hockey coach. And then there was Om Shanti Om the same year, a full-blown, no apologies entertainer, where to some extent you were playing an exaggerated version of Shah Rukh Khan, the star. It was a great year in terms of also showcasing the versatility, and it seems like that's been what this decade's been about, just the versatility, mixing it all up. What's the next 10 years going to be like? Or how would you like the next 10 years to be?
Like you said, I don't want to be getting into a set piece for myself. Like all my friends, my office, team, well-wishers, family, why don't you think of a film? The other day, some really well-meaning directors who I've not worked with and who are friends, and I met him at a party and he said, "Tu bata na yaar, kuch soch." I don't want to think. I think the only way I can be versatile is that you think
It's coming from them, yeah.
You think it and put me in it.
Right.
Whether you believe I can do it or not, or can you push me to do it? Come and tell me, do this, and I'll do it. And that's how it happened. I could do an Om Shanti Om. I remember Adi telling me, "Tu daadi ugayega?" So I said, "Kya main socha hai tu daadi rakh liya yaar." I said, "Ugale maine in my life I'd never grown a beard before Chak De." He said, "Ek aur baal chote hain." Aisa kar le. I have no issues like that. See, to me, it's not that I sit down. I've never been the one sit down on a character and say, "Look," and all. You tell me what you want me to do.
It has to come from you.
Yeah, like Bhansali told me, you have to go bald. Just tell me. I'll go. But not 3 days. I have like a shampoo ad. So like that will kind of suffer. But any direct, my whole idea now, I'm in talks with a lot of people. We sit down, they're all friends. We've been chatting about films. Some of them have said, "Tu bata." तो मैं तो कभी बता ही नहीं सकूंगा. But I think my whole versatile bit now, I think I'm in the best phase as an actor star. I know how to make a big commercial film. But unless you want to make it, I'm not making it.
Sure.
I think with fan, somewhere that was challenging. It's important sometimes to be in a space where you'd rather not be. Fan was like that. You know कि सुनने में बड़ा अच्छा लगता था, but जब कर रहे यार ये मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ? अच्छा खासा यहाँ खड़ा हो जाता हूँ, लड़की से प्यार करता हूँ, सब निकल लेगा, क्यों कर रहा हूँ? And then इसलिए मैं चले जाता हूँ इसके अंदर यार. And then I did that. It was very hectic, physically very, very tiring. I think emotionally also extremely draining to play these guys so real. But I had a great time doing it. But only if you want to do it.
Right.
So all my directors now, and all the ones I have not worked with also, I think I've just told them, you tell me what you want me to be. Don't come with any set piece. कि आप करोगे छोटी वाली करूँगा, आप करोगे बड़ी वाली. I don't want to make a commercially successful film or an artistic film because I want to make it. I want to make it because you want to.
Yeah.
And I just want to go by your trust. I think that's the only way. I'll have no idea how to do it.
Right.
So I'll go by your idea, which would be newer than me, who's done it for 25 years and 60 films. My ideas are done. You know, I can only now mix and match those ideas and create something. But if you have something completely out of the box or inside the box, I'm ready to do it and play along. And that's what I've been doing, whether it was a Chennai, whether it was a fan, whether it's a Race, whether it's Harry, whether it's Anand. It's genuinely just a mix and match. You want to do it? I'll do it. I want to work with a person I'm happy with.
Sure.
Him or her should be pleasant, should be sweet. That's the only. They should be like my hotel room when I travel. As long
Warm
as
and cozy.
warm and cozy. As long as they like my hotel room, I feel like I don't want to go anywhere but be with them. I think I genuinely believe I live with my directors. I just want to be with them and tell them, "Aap khush hona." Bas. So and as an actor, I think you have to be that giving and that selfish. That listen, I'm only working with someone who loves me to death. That's selfish, and I want to just do everything that you want to tell me. It's like a love. It's like a like a love story. If you're not having a love story with your director, there's no point making a film at the age of 52, 51. I don't believe there's a point making a film.
What a lovely thought. Thank you for entertaining us, Shahrukh. Here's looking forward to the next 10 years, but more importantly to the new film.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.